What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Sabby. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Welcome to my channel, Self Mastery. Today's topic, 6 things you should never ever feel guilty about. Because you know what? The society out here, they will make you feel guilty about these 6 things that I will mention in this episode. So stay tuned until the very end. You definitely want to know what these are. They deal with becoming a master of yourself. Without further ado, let's get started, guys. So look, thing number 1 that you should never ever feel guilty about is saying no. No, in my opinion, is the most powerful word in the English language, if not every language. Because you see, no allows you to exercise your free will. You are a liberated individual. At least you were born a free individual. You have the ability to make choices, to decide if you want to do something or not. And when you start saying no, you start exercising that right. That's when you start being an individual. You see, we're taught from an early age to be obedient kids. And if we ever say no to authority, we're punished. And so we are trained then to just be yes men. Always say yes, always say, of course, yes sir, yes ma'am. However, that leaves you feeling like you promised too much, that you can't meet your demands, because everyone will have something to ask from you. And when you become a yes man, people take advantage of that. People walk all over you. You make promises that you can't keep. You end up saying yes to things that you don't want to do, situations that you don't want to be in. That's why saying no is the first step to individuation. It allows you to set boundaries, to show restraint, to be able to walk away, to be able to live freely as a free individual, not as a puppet. That's why, guys, never ever feel guilty about saying no. Practice it more often and you'll feel the peace. You'll feel, right, the stress-free lifestyle. You'll feel yourself being powerful, not in a negative way, but in a very positive light. So try it for yourself, guys. And also never ever feel guilty about saying no. Remember that you are your greatest prize. Let's get into thing number 2, putting yourself first. Never ever feel guilty about putting yourself first, guys, because you are your own. It is you that is living your life. Only you can live in your world. Only you can live in your own consciousness. That's the fact of it. It is you. If you don't feed your stomach, you're gonna die. Right? You can feed everybody out there, but if you don't feed yourself, you're dead. And so, yes, survival comes first. Your own survival must come first. And I know society out here will make you feel guilty about putting yourself first. They always say, do for others. You know, I'm a big proponent of doing for others. I love being generous. I love being giving. But I only say that once you've given to yourself. You see, if your cup is empty, how can you pour anything into another's cup? If you don't know how to be happy yourself first, how can you ever give that happiness to anybody else or share that happiness? Or let's say if you don't love yourself, how could you ever love another? So you have to put yourself first. You have to take some time apart from the world, from society. Maybe this could be an initiation process for you, whatever it is for you. But you have to put yourself first. Figure out who you are, what you want to do. And then once you figure all that out, then go show others. Then go teach others. If you haven't learned anything yourself, how can you teach another? Right? And so I can use this with many various examples, guys, of course. But the gist is put yourself first, guys. Never ever feel guilty about that because you have every right to put yourself first. Let's get into thing number 3 that you should never ever feel guilty about, as I just mentioned, is being happy. Look, let me tell you, the world out here, people are not happy. People are miserable. Deep down, at a subconscious, unconscious level, they don't like the work they do. They don't like the relationships they're in. They don't like, this rat race, this societal construct, this matrix. And so then they encounter you and you are beyond happy. You are beyond, enthralled. You are joyful. You are, abundant in just, good feelings. Guess what? They're going to try to make you feel bad about that. They're going to try to make you feel guilty, like you have no right to be happy. They're going to try to bring you down. Guys, never, ever feel guilty about being happy. If you're not happy, what's the purpose of this life? Then you're a machine. Then you have no emotions, right? What's the point of it all? What's the point of living this life? And so people outside of you, when they see that you're happy, when they see that you're vibrating on high frequencies, of course it irks their soul because they want to get like you. They want to get on that same wavelength that you are on. And look, you can show others, you can teach others by all means necessary, of course, do what you have to do. But because you're happy and others are trying to bring you down, ignore them. Let them go. Understand that, hey, you don't need to be miserable just because they're miserable or just because the world itself is stressed out. No, guys, when you're happy, enjoy that happiness. Never feel guilty about it. Let's get into thing number 4 that you should never, ever feel guilty about is not knowing everything. Guys, this is very important because you see, in today's day and age, we don't have to know everything. Of course, everything is on Google. Everything is available online for us to search. It is at our fingertips. So yes, from that perspective, we don't need to know everything. We don't need to memorize all these facts. No, we don't, because we can access them at any time. Also, let's talk about experiential knowledge, right? We don't even need to know all of that because life will teach us when the time is right. Life will show us when the time is right. There's infinite things to learn. You will never know everything. You will never know everything, guys. And because of that, be a student of life. Always be a student of life. Never feel guilty for not knowing everything. You will meet people that know it all, or so they think they do. And they will try to make you feel less than. They will try to make you feel guilty for not getting more education or not becoming a doctor or a lawyer, especially if you are in the Asian community. It is very prevalent. In the Asian community, South Indian community, whatever. They are very like that. If you don't know everything, they think you're dumb. They think you're uneducated. However, never feel guilty about not knowing everything, guys, because life is a learning journey, learning process. Even those that say they know everything do not know everything. So ignore them. They're irrelevant to your experience, guys. Moving forward, thing number 5 that you should never ever feel guilty about is asking for help. This is the thing. Sometimes it's our own ego that can come in the way because we feel like, asking for help means that we are weak. We are incompetent. We are unable, incapable of doing anything. No, guys, that's the wrong mindset to have. If you need help with something, always ask for help because people, I've noticed, are willing to help you. And if you ask them for help, they will gladly help you. And if they don't, ask somebody else. Of course, you're asking the wrong person. But never feel guilty about it because, not everyone out here is a bad apple. Not everyone out here is, a negative soul. No, guys, there's really good people out here. Of course there are. And so asking for help is one of the greatest things you can do. You can form a friendship. Not even that, but you can also learn how, whatever it is that you need to do, how it works, what the process is. And you can only learn when you ask for help. Even when you go to YouTube, right? You're in a way getting help for whatever problem you have that needs to be solved. And so asking for help, I think, is one of the most, beneficial things you can do for your life. If you're going through a tough time and you need a friend, to rely on for a little bit, ask for help and see if they come through. If they don't, then they're not a genuine friend. And, there's another great life lesson for you. But always, guys, ask for help. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to go alone in this journey forever. No, right? There's people out there that will help you when you need it, when you require it. So never feel guilty about that. Let's get into thing number 6 that you should never, ever feel guilty about is leaving toxic relationships, guys. I'm telling you, don't feel guilty about leaving, old friendships. Don't feel guilty about leaving a toxic partner, no matter how beautiful they are, no matter how great the sex is, no matter how long you've known them, no matter how strong you think the bond really is, because it's not, guys. If it's toxic, it's not that strong. So don't ever feel guilty about that. Leave, guys, because your peace of mind, your well-being comes first. It goes back to putting yourself first, guys. And so leaving toxic relationships means that you respect yourself enough to walk away from those that don't respect you, that don't have your well-being in their mind. Of course they don't, because they wouldn't be like that. And not even that, they don't have their own well-being in their mind because they're toxic individuals to begin with. So don't ever feel guilty about that, guys, because at the end of the day, your life is really in your own hands, and the decisions you make, it's all up to you. So why be in something that's bringing you down? Why be in something that's causing headaches and havoc? And, next thing you know, you have some sort of illness from all this stress, from high cortisol levels. Why do you want to go through that? So never, ever feel guilty about, leaving toxic relationships. If anything, you should be glad. You should be thankful. So these are the 6 things that I have mentioned to you. Never, ever you should feel guilty about. Never, ever. I'll go through it one more time. Number 1 is saying no. Number 2 is putting yourself first. Number 3 is being happy. Number 4 is not knowing everything. Number 5 is asking for help. And number 6 is leaving toxic relationships, guys. Like I said, never ever feel guilty about these things at all. Never ever. Please share this episode with anyone that you feel like could use this information. Comment your thoughts down below. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. It means the world to me. And I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Peace. Happy New Year.